real positive game, man. It ain't gonna be no arguing or no dumb shit like I know y'all like. So y'all got to get on the new vibe. Myself, Ivy Kingdom. Let me check in, Mr. Lucario. Boom, check in, Mr. Lucario. Let them know in case they don't know.
What's popping? What's good, people? It's your boy, Mr. Lucario, the bad boy of the dating game. And with my peoples right here, that's what's up, man. I appreciate you having me on here. Shout out to EO. Shout out to Kzaggin. Shout out to Red Pill Chauvinists. And shout out to you. You feel me? So I'm ready to make it happen, man. You know what I'm saying?
For sure.
Word, man. Yes, sir. We about to have a great show, man. I already know it's about to be instant classic. You know, we got Lucario here, EO, Kzaggin, of course, Ivy Kingdom, Game Guru of the Year. So, yeah, we're going to talk about energy today, man, because energy is very, very, very important, man. People thinking it's always about the outside, about the surface, but you got to get your insides right, man. Get your energy right, and watch what you what the universe will attract to you.
Thanks. Kzaggin, what's good, bro?
All right, so shout out to my brethren, my comrades, Afi, the brother Lucario, EO, you know what I'm saying? Red Pill Chauvinist. Hey, I'm humbled to be a part of this shit. Let's get it going, man. Let's jump it off.
White Chocolate, what's good, little bro? What's good?
What's going on, man? Hey, I want to make sure you guys can hear me. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
You good? You good?
All right, cool. So what's up, Lucario? What's happening, brother? Kzaggin.
What's good?
RPC in the house. Hey, yo, RPC, man. I want to tell you something, bro. I love your editing, bro. Off the chain editing, man.
Appreciate that.
I love
man.
your
Appreciate
video,
that, man.
I've been trying to keep up with your video because I really appreciate like the work you put into your material. So that's not easy, man. So shout out to you.
Right.
And last but not least, the host, Afi King. What's up, my brother? How you doing?
Man, I feel good, man. I got Lucario, who I started with, EO, RPC, Kzaggin.
Real quick.
Yeah, and a special shout out to the 49ers, right quick. 300, hey, check it out, 300 yards rushing. That's just stupid.
Yes,
that's just stupid.
No doubt.
All right, man. So
on this one, I feel like we're going to get deep. So let's kind of give them what they want real fast as far as this. The benefits of the positive energy when it comes to women, because I know this is perfect fucking shit, because it's the real shit though, because we all understand the importance of it, and it's not talked about. Like we talk about game, having mouthpiece and all that shit, but just having positive energy, man, attracts women to you. People, period. Fuck the bitches, just people.
This podcast, this episode is about people, not just about women in general, man.
Right. Women really are. I don't want to say last, but they kind of need to be last in the beginning, and then once you build your foundation, then you can kind of move them up a little bit because you're gonna be putting them to work anyway. So at first, it's got to be about you building the foundation. Getting all the ingredients for the recipe, and then once you get the recipe going, then you can bring the women in and flow them in that organically. But so that's why I really. When maybe some of the guys in the chat room may not like my approach, because the women are gonna come last for me. Women come last.
Yep.
Right.
All right. Do y'all mind if I address something right quick?
Go ahead.
All right. Look, I did a video. In that video, I was talking about never have 100% trust in women, and I feel obligated and responsible to expand upon that. Because I had a dude get under that video and he said, "This is why I hate women." And I didn't do the video to elicit hate. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I did the video because I wanted dudes that were hopeless romantics and they want to be in relationships and marriages to understand the shit ain't sweet all the time. You know what I'm saying? And the reason why dudes be fucking up and they be having them horror stories because they don't vet women properly. You know what I'm saying? And dudes missed the mark on what I was trying to relate to them with that video. And my thing is, I was gonna do an audio drop and I was gonna say that niggas hate is misplaced. You know what I'm saying? Don't hate women. You know what I'm saying? Hey. It's not the women's fault. It's your fault because you don't do what you're supposed to do on the front end. And then on the back end, when shit go awry or fucked up, it's because you fucked up on the front end. You know what I'm saying? And that's all I want to say is, I want niggas to know.
Kzaggin,
yeah.
I had said on another panel, man, that there are dudes out there, you could tell them to their blue in their face, man. A lot of these dudes will not accept this reality. I mean, when it comes to female nature and how it really is. I mean, you tell a dude that, you know, you could tell a chick that you got other chicks, and that'll actually attract more chicks, and they'll look at you like you got 3 heads on you. You know what I'm saying? Even though they might even see you doing it, they still can't believe, oh, you must be paying them, oh, you must be buying them things, oh, you must be, nah, fam, you ain't see me do none of that. Why do you think that? But they're programmed to believe the only way that can happen is if you already have money, or if you basically, you know, have a transactional relationship with a chick.
Right. Well, you know what it is? You know what it is, truthfully, when it comes to that, we're talking about energy and stuff, right? So a lot of times, these dudes, because they're used to a certain type of energy from women, they think that's the truth for everybody. You see what I'm saying? So that'll happen for them. But to another guy, he could get with that same girl and she'll treat him totally different because they come in with a different type of energy. You see what I'm saying? So they're supposed to come in with that when you're dealing with a girl, you're going to get a different type of energy back from her than another guy coming at her with a different type of energy. So the guys that think you got to be paying them, you got to take them out and do all this other extra stuff, they're going to get a certain type of energy from women versus a guy who sort of has game, who knows how to talk to women. He's going to get a different type of energy. And it'll be a different type of energy from the same exact type of girl. You see what I'm saying? So that's you feel me?
I mean, I gotta agree with that 100% in the sense that the only dude who I fuck with in my circle who has a similar mindset than me, he's a little older than me, but I remember being younger, maybe like in my early mid-20s, and he used to always tell me these freak stories he would do with these chicks, and I used to be like, yo, how do you find these freaks, man? Like, you lucky, man. How do you find these freaks? And it wasn't until I got, you know, my late 20s that I realized is he's not necessarily finding the freak. It's the fact that he's bringing the freak out the chick. You know what I'm saying? So it's not that he's getting lucky. It's the fact that I learned it is in, I don't like to use all, but it's in chicks pretty much. You know, the freak is in chicks, and you got to have it in you to bring it out of her because they all got it in them, man. He wasn't the type of the dude to take chicks on dates, you know what I mean? Out to the movies, none of that shit. Straight to the crib. I'm like, yo, you just met this chick though. But I realize it's all game, man. It got to be in you. It's your energy.
For sure. Shout out to King Hold'em for the super chat. He says salute to the OGs of the game on the panel for sure. And shout out to Golden Child, always holding it down for the super chat as well. I see you, Trav, King Solomon in the chat.
Motu.
All of that. I see Lawrence checked in. What's going on, big bro?
What's going on? How's everybody doing?
How you doing, God?
Good, man.
The God voice is on. What's going on? I just want to salute Lucario. I'm the other man. I'm not sure of.
What up, bro?
What's up? Red Pill, Alfie Keenan, Wooster.
Lawrence, what's happening, Lawrence? What's going on, bro?
Oh, what's going
That's
on?
EO
and
Kzaggin.
All right. What's going on?
What's happening, brother? How you doing, man?
Doing excellent.
Alfie, why don't you get your cool ass out of here, bro?
Huh?
Alfie, get your cool ass out of here, man. Just sitting there in the dark, all cool and shit. with a spotlight on him and shit.
Oh, this nigga.
That's
I'm sort of coming in late, so I didn't really hear what everybody was saying, but I want to definitely.
Hella funny.
You guys,
shout out to y'all for the Junior for the super chat. Said appreciate y'all so much from y'all fire panel. Yeah. So Lawrence, what we basically talking about, what you love, is the importance of having good energy around you. Like just like right now, this is all good energy. You know what I'm saying? All of us. And like I want you to touch on too, as far as the females and shit go, because we always talk about the game, the status, clothes, and all of that. But when you have good energy, man, it draws women to you.
Well, with energy, I guess I know you guys already talked about it because we got these excellent guys in here. But with energy, it always starts within. It has nothing to do with anything on the outside of you.
Yeah, so, LDA, you breaking up a little bit. I don't know if it's just me. It sound like you're breaking up a little bit.
Can you hear me?
He said it right,
go to sleep for a little bit.
It's within you.
So the energy starts within you. And so what happens is a lot of times guys think the energy is on the outside of them. It always starts within you. And of course it starts with a thought, and we can go on around with that. But the other part of it is When you deal with women, women bump into your energy first before they bump into who you are. And so a lot of times guys don't realize that you already turned her off or turned her on by your, we can call it aura, but energy or vibe, whatever you want to call it. They already bump into it before you walk into the room. She can pick up on it. Now she has to make a choice whether she wants to do with your energy or not. Vice versa, a lot of guys are so focused on sex that they miss out picking up the woman's energy. Like I went on a date Friday night. Good energy, good conversation. First thing I was searching was not the questions I was asking her, but more what did I feel about her? If I felt any kind of thing, it's not a fit for me because I know where I'm going. See, a lot of times guys don't think about the energy side of it because she can be an energy vampire and pull you off of what you need to do because she's sucking the energy away from you. So we just looking at the booty, the beauty, and the hips and the tits, but we missing out on the energy that she brings to your world.
Right.
Now, if it doesn't complement your world, you need to let her exit your world.
Lucario, you was gonna say something?
That's real talk. No, I agree with that too. And also I would add to that is I don't know if I'm echoing. It sounds like I'm echoing. I don't know why that's happening, but you're gonna make it happen. But anyway, so what I wanted to add to that is based off of when you have two people, whoever's energy is more dominant, that's usually what's going to happen. That's usually who is going to sort of, I would say, for lack of a better word, control the energy that's happening in the situation. You see what I'm saying? So a lot of times if you're dealing with a woman and she has negative energy, but her energy is more dominant than your energy, you feel what I'm saying? Then you start to feel that negative energy. But let's say if you have positive energy, she has negative energy, but your energy is more dominant than hers, you can get her into a positive, mind frame. You see what I'm saying? So that's how powerful energy is that based off of who has more dominant energy in that situation, that's what's going to dictate, the what's going to happen in that situation. So a lot of times you may be dealing with a woman and you be like, damn, like, why do I feel so kind of like I don't feel good around her? And that's because she's probably giving off that negative energy and you're feeding into it. So her energy is more dominant than yours. Versus sometimes let's say if you have that positive energy and you're dealing with a girl, but she has a little bit of negative energy, you could switch that around within her, and then she'll start to come towards you and come towards your side of things and how you're seeing things. So that's how powerful energy is a lot. You got to really understand that your energy and how you hone that and put that out there has effects on people. You feel what I'm saying? And whoever you're dealing with. You see what I mean?
Yo, you know what? Let me get in next, if you don't mind, guys. And Mr. Lucario says this one all the time. He says the truth is inside you. Now, I always at my channel I say, it begins and ends with the man. Right. So I am the owner, the GM, and the head coach, which is why I don't necessarily push waiting on choosing signals, because that would be the equivalent of me waiting on someone coming out of college to say I want to be on your team. That would be the equivalent of saying I want to be on the Chicago Bears. So then now, because you just want to be on the team, but what if I don't see talent in you? And here's another thing. Not every woman, one woman might run a slant route. Another one's going to run the ball. Another one is a wideout. Everybody has a different position. So I might not look for the same exact quality in one woman as I may in the other. Like if right now you're looking for a rotation to bring women onto your team, you're not going to look for the same exact qualities in every single woman. Right. Like, for example, I would have a woman I have women called PM chicks. They come over after 10 o'clock, 10:30. Right. They don't need to do anything that special. Get in the slot, run a slant route, catch the ball, and then run off the field, and I'll call you when I need you again. So it's that kind of mentality, is that you need to go out there and detect undiscovered talent. Every woman has got talent. It's your job to extract the talent and to cultivate the talent. If you're waiting on a woman to come around and you think she's going to be already fit for a program, she's not going to be fit for a program. That is your responsibility as the owner, GM, coach, to cultivate that talent, to extract that talent. So that's why I say it's another thing too. Yeah, I might want a woman strictly for beauty at this time slot. Then I want another one that's a hard worker and that's goal oriented with me. So she's gonna make a run. I'm gonna do paperwork. She's gonna file papers. She's gonna take my clothes to the cleaners. Then I might have another girl that's a businesswoman. So then I talk to her about business oriented topics. So you have to have the ability to slot these women accordingly. But if you don't have a system, you won't successfully be able to accomplish this. So that's why at my channel I say it's champion game. It begins and ends with the man. We don't place blame on women for anything, because if they're not acting right, that's because our system's not acting right.
Boom.
Right, facts.
Boom.
We heating up.
Hey,
Let's go.
yeah, hey, what I wanted to say about the energy, you know, since that's what the topic is, before I forget, yeah, you know, we gotta, you know, keep it basic for some of these dudes, you know. Some of them still are wondering, you know, how do I get a chick's number, this, that, and the third. And what they need to realize is, you know, it's not necessarily, you know, what you're saying to a chick. You know, the point I want to make is, I remember there are times where, you know, I hollered at a chick, but beforehand, you know, I didn't think I could get her. You know what I mean? I might have thought for whatever reason, whatever, and because of that, when I spoke to her, you know, I had that nervous energy, and it ended up not working out. As opposed to where before I talk to a chick, and I know off the top of my head, like, oh yeah, I'm definitely gonna back that right there. That's a win already. The energy that I bring to the situation is almost like I'm telling her you're already mine. You know what I mean? Now, if you're walking up to chicks with nervous energy, not knowing what to say, like, she's picking up on that. So there was nothing I was gonna say after that. What EO just said?
And one last thing, and he's correct. And one last thing I want to point out real quick. Notice when I came in the room, I complimented almost every guy so far. I actually pointed out Lucario's motto, one of his mottos, which is that was almost mine. I almost called out. But the truth is inside you. I called out Kzaggin, 49ers fan. So I did a shout out to his team and his area. I complimented Afi King on his smooth ass look with the spotlight. We're getting ready to sing a Prince song. I shout out Red Pill Chauvinist for his editing, for lack of a better way to say it, his specialty in editing. I enjoy his videos because his videos are edited extremely well. And, you know, just you got Mr. Handsome down on the left, so I don't have to say nothing, but he's a handsome looking dude. So part of having champion game is building up your fellow man too. Stop trying to just recruit women and make women feel good. That's part of the equation, but you need to build up men too. That's the problem with men with low self-esteem. We're too busy hating on men and trying to have too much ego when you need to point out the positives and build men up. So I just want to make sure I say that in the stream.
Talking about energy, you know, chicks pick up on energy that you have with your friends too. You know, when I go with my friends, you know, we all having a good time. We're not going to the spot, you know, lurking, looking to see what chicks we're gonna bag and all that. Like, nah, we grabbing drinks and doing whatever and having a good time, laughing. You know, we usually kind of loud, and because of that, that attracts chicks to our proximity. You know what I mean? Once they're in our proximity, then we do what I do. So, fellas, when you go out, you know what I mean, don't focus on the chicks. Focus on having a good time. That's what I was gonna say. A lot of times I say, you know, when it comes to chicks, I feel like I'm the experience. And when I say I'm the experience, it's not necessarily anything that I'm doing per se. It's not like I'm always going miniature golfing with them or I'm doing this with them. It's pretty much my energy. The type of energy I bring is an energy that they're not accustomed to or seeing too often. And because of that, it's almost like it becomes a drug and they become addicted to that. And that energy is basically me being about myself.
All right, so let me piggyback. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, you good?
Okay, no. So see, and I've said this before. Far too many dudes, when they go out and they're dealing with women, they look at it as it's a chore.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like you know what I'm saying? Like it's a 9-to-5 job. It's a grind. I don't want to do this shit today. And it's like dealing with women should be your hobby. It should be fun to you. It don't matter if you get rejected or not. Dealing with beautiful, sexy women, you should love that shit. But dudes act like it's a chore. Like, you know, I don't want to do this tonight. Damn, she's pretty, but I don't want to talk to her. Fuck. And dudes have the wrong energy. And it's like, just have fun. You know what I'm saying? It don't matter. You know what I'm saying? But dudes act like it's an issue. And it's like, bro, it don't matter what the outcome is. And I think dudes go out for the wrong reasons. They go out like, I'm going to get pussy for the night. No, go out to have fun. If you get pussy, cool. That's a bonus. You know what I'm saying? But dudes act like it's a chore and it's a drag on their lifestyle to just go out and do what's naturally, you know, inclined for them to do, which is go out, have fun with your boys. When you see beautiful women, you holler at them. If it work, it work. If it don't, it don't. But you still have fun regardless.
Right. And I'll add to that too is that dudes got to understand some women are not supposed to connect with you. They're not supposed to mess with you because y'all on two different types of energies. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So a lot of time people they try to make situations work that's not supposed to work. See, every situation is not supposed to work, and that's part of the game. But dudes is always trying to figure out ways to make every single thing work, thinking that game is about trying to convert this woman or that woman to like you. And it's like, no, you got to find people that's on the same wavelength as you, or you could find women who's coachable that want to be on the same wavelength as you. You know what I'm saying? And then once you do that, then you're interacting with a woman that y'all on that same page. You see what I mean? But too many times people are trying to force certain things, and you got to understand that certain women aren't going to be for you at all, and you gotta accept that. You gotta recognize that. I don't care how fine she is. I don't care how much, you know, whatever's going on with her. Certain women, you gotta understand that it's just not going to work out based off of where you at and based off of where she's at. And it's the same type of thing. Even let's say, for example, we talk about YouTube. Like, you got a lot of content creators. And you have some people who are going to gravitate to this content creator. Some people are going to gravitate to this content creator. And some people who's going to, you know, have similar content creators that they gravitate to because that content creator is on the sort of the same wavelength as them. They're on the same frequency, which is why they connect, which is why they watch the videos, and which is why they probably won't watch some other people's videos. So it's all the same thing. So people got to understand that part of it is part of the game. And when you're not accepting that and recognizing that, you spend a lot of time frustrated trying to make things work that don't need to actually work. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, and you know what? And I'm just gonna say one quick thing. This is very crucial too. You got to understand that the emotion that the woman is experiencing, and not just the woman with the man too, is gonna dictate their point of attraction. So I've noticed that if like a woman just got out of a relationship with a dark-haired man, now she might want the opposite of that and go with a blonde-haired dude.
Right.
If she was just with a beta energy, then now she wants to experience alpha energy. And then once she gets like gassed up, you know, basically I should say not gassed up because that can have a negative kind of undertone to it. She just gets her fix. She gets her experience. She needs that experience.
Right.
Oftentimes she will run back to where she came from. So you got to understand that. So if she's not choosing you, perhaps she wants something. She wants the opposite of what she just experienced. Women are very much like that. So a lot of time you take ownership of the quote rejection, but it's really not that. You may mimic the last dude she was with. Maybe he had a beard. Maybe he had tattoos, and now she wants a clean cut dude. There's so many different things that go into why a woman is choosing you or not choosing you.
Let me say something to what EO said. And this is what a lot of guys that don't have game, they don't recognize. There's so many different variables. Not everything can be simply explained as to why this is happening or why that is happening. And the more game you have, you know, the more you can decipher what's really going on. And a lot of guys don't really understand what's really going on because they think everything is so simplistic, and it's not, because women are not simplistic creatures. Okay, they are very complex. They got a lot of shit going on. They can literally they can run hot and run cold from minute to minute to minute to minute. That's all I got on that.
Thanks.
Which is why you should never get attached to them. Which is why you should never get attached to an entity that is going to change their mind in 5 minutes. Never get attached to that.
Right.
It's a bad investment, and it's a bad investment knowing it going in. I think it's just the egos get involved, and we think that we can change situations and circumstances. You know? And at a certain point, we got to realize that certain things is just going to be what they are. You know, just like, you know, we talking about the energy. Like, it's funny. Like, I know everybody in this panel can feel it, but I fired chicks because they had bad energy. Like, a cat would be like, man, what happened to so-and-so? Like, man, she had bad energy. And they'd be like, she look cool. Like, yeah, bro, that shit don't matter. Like, if I talk to a woman one time and I feel overwhelmed after I talk to her, she out. That's bad energy. So it's this wrong, this wrong. Basically, all she doing is telling me all the shit I aspire to fix later on if I continue to fuck with her. I got this problem, this. So that's a tease. Like, okay, if you fuck with me, but the ego be thinking, oh, I'll make it work. You know what I mean? She fine. I'm gonna do her like this and that. So
it's not worth the headache.
Right, and it's just like right now, like it's just positive energy. Like I don't even have to moderate this shit all like that. Why? Because we all have respect for each other.
Right.
You know? And we just know that. Like Lucario, that's my first interview. Period. Right. And I think that might have been your first interview. Boom. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, word. Lucario was the first dude that put me on.
Yeah, that's why I got that's why I got put on top.
That's the thing, you know, and that's exactly what I was talking about with the energy thing. Is that when I watched your channels, I was like, okay, like I only had to see like 1 or 2 videos, and I was like, yo, these dudes know what they talking about. They really real about, because you could see, you know, like how they always talking about, like, you know, people be saying I want to see receipts and all of that. Yeah. So it's like, the reason why is because they're not really on the same type of energy as you, so they can't tell. They need to see proof because they haven't lived what you're talking about. You see what I'm saying? So which is why they always need to see the proof. But this is what I'm saying, where that energy, you can feel it from another person when they talking, when they speaking. You can see it in their face. You know what I'm saying? And I think that is even missing from a lot of guys when they're trying to deal with women, is that the guys we always talk about, what's a pickup line I could say, or what's a magic trick I could do to get the girl. And it's like, if you could read her body language, if you could feel her energy at that moment when you're talking to her, you wouldn't need to ask me that question. You would already know what to say. You already know what to do in the moment, because you're in tune with what's going on in that situation. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, to tap into that real quick, I'd say you know, I've advocated before people take an improv class, man, because that's the thing. When people ask me, do I have a line? Just like Lucario said, my thing is I don't. I usually, when I think about it, I usually go off what is going on at that moment. You know what I'm saying? And that's the best type of game. Another thing I wanted to say, you know, just going back to energy and all that, you know, a lot of dudes got to realize what type of energy they come in with a chick as far as like their type of game, because you can be coming with the boyfriend type game, but you really just want to be, you know, a friends with benefits type deal. I mean, you're trying to court her, and you're trying not to curse around her, where that's not really you, when you just trying to quote unquote impress her. So fellas gotta understand, like, stop coming with that boyfriend energy. Stop coming with that one-nightish type energy, you know, because chicks can feel that. The same chick that's telling you that you gotta take her out and you gotta do X, Y, Z, and you gotta wait this much time. She got plenty of one-night stands already under her belt. Them dudes ain't have to do none of that stuff. So it's all about the energy that you bring to these chicks, man. I realized that myself through my experiences.
Right.
But
Kzaggin got that good energy, man. I feel like if somebody fuck with you, they got an issue, bro. Like, you don't,
bro. No, nigga, I got that fiery energy, dog. That I slap a nigga backhanded energy, nigga. I got that. but see, to the brother that was just speaking, you know, one thing that I've always had a problem with, right? And I always tell dudes, like, look, these chicks, they fucking. You know what I'm saying? They are fucking. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? So, and I'll tell dudes, the same day you set a date up for a chick to go out with you, she fucking that day or the day before or the day after. She fucking. You know what I'm saying? Why can't it be?
And you know what? Kzaggin too. As they should be. They should be.
Facts.
So I don't want that to have some sort of like negative like definition to it. They should be fucking.
Yes. Yes. But see, yo, they mad, and it's like, why are you mad? Because look, go ahead.
Yeah, I'll wait. I'm sorry about that. I'll wait. I apologize.
No, I was gonna say she's beautiful. That's why you are stepping to her. She's a sexy, beautiful woman. Why are you mad because other dudes is tapping that ass? You know what I'm saying?
Well, not
Get in
to,
where you fit in.
Yeah. You're correct, 100%. And the one thing I'll say about what Red Pill Chauvinist said, there may come a time in your system that you do want to have a girlfriend that you
Right.
are now groomed to be a wife. So I don't want you to think that you can never ever, want that in your life,
Good
because I
point.
think that's kind of like the negative side of the manosphere is like, just pump and dump them, and I think that at every CEO at one point is going to want to have a special lady by his side. Or excuse me, not, he may not want to. There's a possibility he may want that. But I will tell you that you better fuck a lot of women before you get a wife, because it's you need to get experience. But here's the other thing. You don't want to marry a woman that has very little sexual experience, because she ain't gonna lick your balls, she ain't gonna suck your dick,
Facts.
she ain't
Facts.
gonna be able to fuck you
Facts.
right, and then now you're gonna want to cheat on the
Lucario
bitch.
shaking his head. Facts.
So
No, real talk.
so why? That's why I'm saying that they should be fucking, so that when you meet them, so when you recruit them when they're 29, they got some skills. All right. So I want to make sure I say that.
All right, and real quick, before anyone else jump in, see, these pump and dump niggas, they ain't pumping and dumping nothing. So these niggas ain't fucking nothing. You know what I'm saying? Period. Because any real player knows, if you got a woman on your hands that's really good in bed, you ain't pumping and dumping shit. You're going to keep her on the squad. You know what I'm saying? Period. You know what I'm saying? So when niggas say pump and dump, that's a defensive mechanism to say, I don't want to get hurt. So I'm going to fuck her and then dump her because I might catch feelings. So all these niggas pumping, you ain't pumping and dumping shit. It's bullshit. Because real niggas know I'm going to keep a bad bitch on my squad. And especially, if, like I said, she can fuck and suck good. You don't want to fucking suck her once. Come on, man. That's bullshit. These niggas, I've been hurt. I've been scorned. My feelings is hurt. So I'm just going to fuck her before she can hurt my feelings. And before I can, my heart get all into it, I'm going to leave her alone because I'm a pussy dude and I get infatuated quick. That's all that shit is.
Right. That's a lot of that. That's where a lot of MGTOWs are born. You feel what I'm saying? So that's what created a lot of the stuff on YouTube where dudes, like you said, have this defense mechanism type of energy where it's like, I'm a pump and dump, these chicks hitting the wall, all this other stuff that they say, but it's really a response to their experience with women. You understand what I'm saying? That's all it is. And so they got that negative energy going on with that, which is why they're like, even for example, pump and dump, most of these guys who say that aren't really getting women in the first place. Because like you said, if they actually were in a situation with a woman who was quality, they'd be like, I'm not dumping nothing. I'm going to just keep it going. But because they don't have that experience in their mind, because they're so upset, they're saying, you know what, fuck these bitches. I'm going to just have sex with them and then I'm going to keep it moving. And the funny part is they don't even know some women will actually just want sex from them, so they're not really doing nothing special because some chicks will pump and dump you. You know what I'm saying? So
right. I was gonna say a lot of these times y'all be thinking they be pumping and dumping. Y'all be getting fired and shit. Y'all just don't know the signs.
Exactly.
Y'all fuck one time. Look how y'all niggas be playing game. So y'all fuck one time and then after that she start texting you one words and shit, and then you'll run and tell your partners you fired her. No, she fired you. You just happened to fuck already.
Right. Exactly.
And I'm gonna show you, and I was gonna say one last thing, man. I'm doing a lot of talking, and I know that. This is how delusional that thinking is. That's like saying I got the running back. What's old boy's name? Henry. That had a phenomenal year out of Bama, built by Bama.
Derrick Henry.
Yeah, Derrick Henry. That's like saying Derrick Henry had a good year, but I'm gonna go ahead and just throw him off the team. I'm not gonna try to retain Derrick Henry. That's some bullshit.
Right.
That's some bullshit. We're trying to win a championship. We're gonna try to do what we can to make Derrick Henry feel comfortable. We're gonna make him be happy. We want him on the squad. That's how I know that's delusional, and you really don't have no women. Because if you had a good woman and she's following your lead, you will retain that woman. So
exactly. That's why the whole pump and dump shit is stupid. It makes no sense. Those dudes, they don't got no women, bro, at all.
It's built from a place of insecurity. That's where it's built from. It's built from a place of insecurity. Like you guys are saying, if you're in a place of leadership, you want to always try to retain the women that is doing the things that you want to do. So a lot of times these guys are hurt. So that's like Lucario said, that leads to segue. Well, we're going to go MGTOW, we're going to go this way, we're going to go that way, because they're dealing with hurt and insecurity, and because they're not getting women to do what they want to do. So they think the mechanisms they try to band-aid that hurt, pump and dump, instead of retain the woman to be part of her rotation, part of your rotation, or to be a part of your team. See, a lot of guys don't want to deal with that. I deal with that on my channel. I said a lot of times the real reason the guys hate women, but they don't want to admit it. So here you trying to pump and dump and get all these women, but secretly you hate women. Hence, your energy is propelling the women that you want to attract.
Facts.
Big
Come on, big bro. Hey, Lawrence,
I love that shit.
look here, OG,
Yes,
he in shape though. Still, he be out. He be in salsa dancing, doing all this shit.
Yeah, word.
So he give you hope, man. Because man, you know, when we younger and we think like 40 is like fuck. He let me know, man, you can still live, man.
I'm 40. I'll be 40. Man. I'm 40. I'll be 48 this year. I was at the Charlie Wilson concert last night. I want to enjoy life to the fullest. A lot of times people get on this YouTube and everything. I've been doing this for over 10 years. They forget how to live. So that energy of living actually attracts more women to you because they want to come into your world instead of most of these guys get women to try to come. You trying to get into her world. So me living, me showing that on the internet, not for show receipts and all like that. No, it's because I'm living. And two, to let guys know that even at this age, I'm exercising, I'm rotation, I'm doing what I do. But most of all, I want to give guys hope that is not the end once you hit past 40. That's the biggest thing, man.
No,
I enjoy life. I enjoy life.
40 is actually really the beginning.
Go ahead, Eo. Go ahead.
Exactly. No, I was gonna say 40 is really the beginning. Actually, you're like in your prime at 40. You got a lot of experiences behind your belt. Hopefully, you should have some wisdom and that you learn from these experiences. So really, you're kind of a newborn from like 20 to like 25, 26. You're kind of a newborn right now. So even when you think you're red pill, you're not really red pill yet. You're not. You really get red pill at like 40. Like you become like red pill at that point. And really a lot of the harshness that you feel, a lot of red pill guys there's some harshness there and they're very abrasive. When you're truly red pill, you don't feel any harshness. There's no harshness. There's no animosity. You just know how to choose. You know how to choose now. So that's it. Yeah.
Because you understand female nature. You've seen it all your life, but you might not been able to understand it because you thought as a child. But now that you get older, you start to think as a man, and you say, this is female nature. How can I use this for my advantage and not be bitter by it, but say, you know what? This is how women really are. Then your energy inside changes because you don't worry about judging them. Like you guys just said earlier, we know they're going to have sex. They got a rotation. What can I do to make this work for me? I enjoy 47, 48. I'm loving it. That's why it's so important. I hope you guys was going to segue parts even with the sex part. I shoot my energy towards women. I shoot my women. So what I do is I shoot an energy thought to her. She don't even know we hit her, and she's already in the mood. That's another level that a lot of guys don't talk about. So even automatically, I already went through the whole routine what I'm going to do with her. So she don't even know why she's so turned on because she ran across my energy that I'm going to break her back. I didn't say a word. I didn't.
No, I was gonna say I feel what you're saying too, because what it is that what you're talking about is you being authentic with your intentions. You know what I'm saying? And then that comes across when you're dealing with a woman and she can feel that. The problem with a lot of guys is they're inauthentic with their intentions. So what that means is, let's say a guy wants to just have sex with a woman, right? Now, because he just wants to have sex with her, he thinks that he has to probably lie to her or, do a whole bunch of weird stuff or even act like he wants more than sex. He wants a relationship just to get her comfortable with him. So now he wants sex and he just wants sex and that's it. But he's acting in a way where it makes it look like he wants more than sex. So his energy is all over the place. It's not authentic. So there's so many things happening at once. It's like going to a radio station, and then you think it's a hip hop radio station, and you turn to that radio station that plays hip hop and it's playing country, and you're like, yo, I thought y'all play hip hop. What the fuck is y'all? So it's like things are all over the place. So the girl, the woman he's trying to deal with, she's confused. She's like, what's wrong with this dude? And she feels this inauthenticity while she's dealing with him. Versus a guy who's just straight up and he's like, yo, this is what I'm about. This is what I want. This is who I am. Are you down or are you not? You feel what I'm saying? And that's it. You feel what I mean? But a lot of dudes, they're scared to be that authentic dude, and therefore they're not bringing that authentic energy, which is why they don't have the results they want. You see what I'm saying?
All right. Shout out to Jay Finesse, gang, Motu, bro.
What up?
That's why, Lucari, what you just so important, what you just said, is because that's the reason why guys cannot give other guys lines, scripts, and things like that. Just because I give you a script, you don't have the energy behind it or the spirit behind what I'm saying. So I can say, yo, you looking good tonight. But my intentions behind it is I'm going to hit while you said it and you coming off thirsty.
Exactly.
It's the same words, but the energy behind it is not the same. Mm-hmm. So that's what guys miss it. So they come on here and they're like, well, I got to get this game. I got to learn it. I got to say this. I got to dress a certain way. No. Get your intention. He who has the strongest intentions rules the world. Mm-hmm. Who has the strongest intention rules the world. When the lion sees the prey, his intention is to kill and eat. Mm-hmm. There's nothing else to it. Nothing else to it. And that's what a lot of guys miss it. They don't have, like you said, they're not authentic in their intention or in their attention and in their spirit and energy, and hence why they have failures when it comes to women, not just to women, but also to life.
Mm-hmm. Facts.
Oh, shout out to Man Friday for the super chat. Thank you, bro.
You know, and part of attracting a woman too is dressing the part. I just want to make sure I say you got to dress the part. Like if you're gonna go into an atmosphere and this atmosphere kind of attracts a certain type of woman. There's a certain type of music there. There's a certain vibe there. Certain drinks being served there. Then you need to adjust to that atmosphere. So I think it's another thing too. You got to be mindful of your presentation. So guys got to be very mindful of their presentation and the type of woman that they're looking to recruit tonight. Mm-hmm. You got to understand that. That's why you got to go out with intent. That's why I say that you don't just go out and like, okay, I'm looking to have a good time, but well, what is a good time tonight to you? What kind of a good time do you have in mind tonight? Mm-hmm. And that's the conscious kind of thinking that guys lack today. That's actually feminine. Like women do that. Women go out without a plan, and then they just and actually they probably got a bigger plan than most dudes. I'll be honest with you. They go out in groups. You know, they know what they're doing, and guys need to have a better plan. What are you in the mood for tonight? Okay, where are you going to go get that at? Okay, how are you going to present yourself tonight? How are you going to achieve what you want to get into tonight? This is a very important question that men need to start asking themselves.
You just said something so powerful because somebody on the panel just drop something today called the date game.
Yes, sir.
And what's interesting is how you dress also speaks of the energy of who you are. And your clothes are not fitting right, you're not matching correctly, it's automatically giving off energy, but it's also now your bait that you think you're trying to give to this fish is not going to be attracted to you because you're not dressed for the occasion. Your clothes, men should dress like they your clothes should fit them for their body type, and every guy has a different body.
Let me say this real quick. Dudes need to match from head to toe. Everything needs to coordinate from toe to head and back down. Women pay attention to the smallest of details. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm to the point where every pair of shoes I have a belt that match it. You know what I'm saying? Simply because women pay attention to that shit. You know what I'm saying? Now, me personally, I don't like looking sloppy. You know what I'm saying? Period. But you have a lot of dudes, they go out here and they don't understand that, and as you said it, you know, your wardrobe, you don't got to be no name brand shit. Can you hear me? You hear me? Okay. It don't gotta be name brand shit. It gotta fit you. It gotta match. But also your clothes to fit your personality. You know what I'm saying? Because you have dudes that try to wear.
That's facts. And one last. That's facts.
Go ahead, EO.
That's very true. But I also want to say one thing about that. That's very true. Now you almost sometimes have to enter the mind of a woman. You have to almost think like a woman to understand women. So here's what a woman is thinking when she's looking at Kzaggin. Since he's dressed head to toe, she might say, "Okay, I might give him a second date." But Lucario over there, I can see a big dick through his pants. His boots don't match. His boots don't match his shirt, but he got a big dick though. So I'll fuck Lucario tonight, and I might get Kzaggin's number and let him take me out on a date. Not to say Kzaggin's gonna do that, but she might see some future possibilities with Kzaggin. But she looked over at Lucario. He may not be matching, but he got a big dick, and she wants to get fucked tonight.
That's true, but that's true though.
You know what's interesting, real quick, is that what people don't understand is that based off of how you're dressing, that makes you feel different about yourself a lot of times. So, for example, if you just got on t-shirts and jeans, you're gonna feel totally different than if you got on a 3-piece suit. You feel what I'm saying? So your whole energy is gonna be different when you walk, when you're interacting with people based off of how you dress. You see what I'm saying? And so based off of that, you're gonna get a different response and reaction from women based off of your situation. Because it's just like if you just go, like let's say you just coming from the gym, you got like sweatpants on and you sweaty or whatever. It's a different feel than when you dressed up real nice. You feel what I'm saying? And so that those different feelings bring different energy. You see what I'm saying? And then that different energy makes the situations that you're in turn out different. You see what I'm saying?
Fact. And there's a guy that says something in the chat room. Shout out Luis Hernandez, but that is incorrect. The man makes the clothes. The clothes do not make the man, because I can dress a dude up and I can put like a brand new pair of like double monk strap shoes on him, but the dude will walk like Frankenstein in them. So you got it takes time to figure out how to wear clothes and how to feel comfortable and who you are in them clothes. So that the man makes the clothes. The clothes do not make the man.
That is definitely true. I think a lot of guys miss that point because, like you said, they only think of I'm just going to put this on and that on. No, everything you do must be intentional, not for the woman. It always starts for you first. You don't do this dress. I'm going to dress up so I can get how many women I can get because I'm going to get. No. You do this for you, because if you do that with the energy, I'm going to get women, you're going to repel them because you're not doing them from you, because they have nothing to draw into. Because they're drawing into who you are, your world. That's what it's about. Then they say, well, if this is his world, how can I be a part of it? Because he's not doing it for me. He's not putting me on the pedestal, which is one of the cardinal rules that none of us believe in, is putting women on the pedestal. So
yo, what about this dude in the chat room that's talking some shit over here? What the moderators doing tonight?
Yeah,
exactly. I just put something in the chat right now.
What the fuck is he saying?
It don't even matter. It don't even matter.
But you know what? Think about it. See, now let me address that. Not what he said, but this when you're elevating on the higher energy and a higher level of conversation, automatically attracts or reveals what's inside of that individual that they hate about themselves.
Correct. But like any business owner, you're gonna escort them out the building, though.
Got to.
Fact.
Got to. And so what happens is when gentlemen are talking and they're having a conversation, it's hard when you haven't lived this, or you don't have the energy to match it. And so right now that energy doesn't match, and so what they see reflecting back to them is their inadequacy. So on my inadequacies, what do? I attack. That's what children do. Let me slow.
Or better yet, he's doing what a woman does. He wants
a woman. That's what I was gonna say.
He wants attention.
Exactly.
That's all that is.
That's feminine energy.
He wants attention like a bitch would. You know what I'm saying? That's what he wants.
There we go. Let's go. Let's get it started. Now the show started.
I'm trying to be easy tonight, man. The topic, man. I'm trying to be cool.
That's positive energy.
Myself.
Exactly. We all about positive energy, man.
But that's what happens. That's what happens though, because a lot of times, and I notice this all the time on YouTube, man. It's unfortunate that because we talking about energy, there's a, and y'all could probably talk about, chiming on this, but I notice a lack of masculine energy You know, guys nowadays, you know what I'm saying? Where just like you said, if you know, we in here talking about energy, positive energy, talking about women and stuff, and then you got people in the chat room who will try to throw that energy off, and I'm like, that's not masculine energy right there. That's you, like y'all was saying, being on some feminine stuff. You feel what I mean? Because it's like they're like, well, I want to disrupt
chaos.
I want everything to be on me. That's how they look at it.
Bro, dude, that, you know what I'm saying? It's like, come on, bro. It's like we men. It's like let's be in a space with men, but you got a dude that come in here and you know, my bad that your daddy wasn't there for you, dude. But come on, bro. I mean, come on, nigga. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you see, I'm on my cool shit. I ain't turned up at all. I'm chilling, man.
Exactly.
Enjoying myself.
But that's
last time. That was last week, man. We ain't gonna keep that. Got to keep going.
But this is the other side of it too. You guys said something that was very important. You said that it's likened to feminine energy, and we understand that feminine energy, because we're talking about polarities here, masculine and feminine energy here, that women's energy, not talking about the individual, but I'm just saying, women's energy is chaotic.
Yes.
And so since they're chaotic, what do they need from the man to bring order into what is chaotic around them? So we bring leadership around them. But also, too, we have to do that for those who lack understanding because they don't realize they're in the wrong polarity of who they are.
Boom. Shout out to Will33 for the super chat. He says, salute to the super friends. Hey, and real quick, in summary, the smart ass, y'all got cooked. Y'all got big time by a whole panel just right there. In case y'all didn't realize what happened, that's what happened. They took turns and they cooked you guys in a real positive way. That's what happened.
Yeah, and you know what? It's not a matter of being mad at the dude. It's just a matter of removing the dude. That's it. I'm not mad at it, but you're not going to sit in here and talk about Lucario in front of me. So I'm just going to have you removed. That's it.
Exactly.
So,
That's exactly. Nothing to talk about.
Think about you another second after that. You'll just be removed, and that's it.
Exactly.
So it's like you got A beat up in here.
And that's, you know, EO, that's powerful. You know why? Because even though this happened in the chat room, we also have to do that in our own lives. When people come with the wrong energy, we got to learn how to escort them out, male, female, whatever the case may be, because of who we are. You can't tolerate or have that kind of disrespect around you because it could potentially, I'm not saying it will, lower your energy. You're all about going to the next level. And then when you have like-minded people like this, what happens is it elevates everyone else. It should elevate everyone else higher. There's too much game on this panel.
Right.
That's true. Right. Yeah. And a good way to escort somebody out too, give them the why you're escorting them out too. You know, I don't want to just throw you out on the sidewalk and say, beat it, kid, and then lock the door behind I want to actually tell you why we're escorting you out. You know, we put in too much blood, sweat, and tears, too much years of experience to sit here and give you this free game. I could be doing a lot of things right now. And I'm here with the fellas. We're trying to give you free game. So, you know, have some respect. That's what we ask. Have some respect.
Facts.
Right. Yep.
So that brings to the next point. I think that's also interesting is with energy, there comes responsibility. And I think a lot of times we have to be responsible with the energy that we do have and that we do bring into the world and to the women that we're interacting with. There's a responsibility. I think you were talking about leadership and guidance. That's responsibility. That's the other side that some guys don't ever understand is you have to be responsible and accountable to the energy that you allow in your life and the energy that you give out into the world.
Okay. So to the brother's point, you have far too many men that don't want to be accountable. They want to sit on the sidelines and sit with the women and children and be victims. You know what I'm saying? And as a man, you are not afforded that situation. You are a man. You know what I'm saying? Right. So whatever happens, you are responsible for. You're responsible for yourself, and you're responsible for anyone else that you have in your vicinity in your life. And you have dudes that don't want to accept that responsibility. And I always say this, when it comes to relationships with women, when it ends badly, as a man, you have to say, I'm partly responsible for that. No matter how bad that woman done you. You can say, you know what? I invited her into my life because I gotta ask the guys this question. When you get stabbed in the back, who gave him the goddamn knife? Nigga, you did.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You did. You know what I'm saying? That's all I got on that. That's on y'all.
Big facts, Kzaggin, big facts.
That's some real shit.
For super chat. Go ahead.
Man.
So
that's some real shit though, you said, Kzaggin, because like I think what happens is, like you said, dudes don't want the responsibility of being a man. This is why I think a lot of guys nowadays don't want to adhere to being masculine. You understand what I'm saying? Because to embrace masculinity means to embrace the responsibility of what it means to be masculine. You see what I'm saying? And a lot of guys don't want to have to deal with that. This is why, because even all of the, like, for example, even the complaining about a woman or complaining about women, that's not a masculine thing. A man is not going to complain about a woman. You understand? If he wants a woman or he wants something to happen between him and a woman, he's going to take responsibility and make that happen. Period. You feel what I'm saying? He's not going to complain about this and about that. So a lot of guys out there, they don't want to, come to terms with masculine energy. So therefore, they just sort of like, they fall into a lot of the feminine energy, and then they're feeling comfortable in that. You feel what I'm saying? They feel comfortable, and this is actually really why a lot of these dudes embrace a lot of the groups like the MGTOWs and the incels and all this other stuff, because they don't want to stand up on their own as a man. They want to be sort of like coddled and being in these groups so that they feel safe. You feel what I'm saying? And that's sort of what women do. They're looking for that security. They're looking for something to lead them, which is though these movements are leading these men. You feel what I'm saying? Instead of these men being men, standing on their own too, and doing the things they need to do in order to make shit happen. You see what I'm saying?
I think when you say that dudes, have a problem, with masculinity and being masculine, I think another way of saying that is dudes have a hard time controlling their emotions. Mm-hmm. That's what it really, really comes down to. Because, I've said before, a man is a grown male who can, control his emotions, set his emotions aside, and use logic and reason. Mm-hmm. And in a way, I almost can't fault them, because we go back to the, being raised by a single mother. Now, that's not to say every single male raised by a single mother is going to turn out, a particular way. But with that being said, there are a lot of males out there who are being raised in homes where it's basically, feminine energy, whether it be mom, sister, aunt, or mom, sister, and a dude in the house, but the dude in the house is, getting walked over by all the women in the house. He's just a workhorse. So because of that, a lot of guys don't even have a model of what it looks like to take responsibility. Because, chicks don't take responsibility. So they grow up in a house learning to make excuses, to shift the blame, so on and so forth. So, I mean, I tell my younger brother all the time, one of the hardest things that I've done in my life is to remain a man. And he's like, what do you mean? I was like, yo, to control my emotions, like shout out to Jesse, like that's not like that's almost like your ego. That's like my beast, you know what I'm saying? And I've tamed it at this point in my life, but at times, the beast gets riled up, and I gotta be like, calm down, it's not that serious, and just keep the poker face on the outside.
Right. Now that's some real stuff you said, and I think, and I wanted to add real quick, is that I think a lot of times when people talk about men and their emotions, they think we're saying ignore your emotions or don't have emotions. You feel what I'm saying?
Nah.
Which is not the case. You know what I mean? It's not about ignoring your emotions. It's not about not having emotions. You're going to have emotions. You're going to feel what you feel. But when it comes to being a man and when it comes to masculinity, it's more so knowing how to react, based off of that, or knowing when not to react based off of that. Because sometimes what'll happen is, like, for example, you may see the cliche of a woman who's upset with some dude and she slaps the shit out the dude, right? Now, logically, that's not a good thing to do, because that dude could beat the shit out of her because he's way stronger than her, but her emotion makes her act in that way. You feel what I'm saying?
Right.
For a man, it's not about ignoring your emotion. It's about you acknowledge you have the emotion, but then you say to yourself, is this the right time for me to act this way based off of how I feel? You feel what I'm saying? So, and that's the thing where we talk about controlling it. It's like you say to yourself, is this the right time for me to do this? Is this is me acting this way going to be best for myself and anyone else in the situation? And if it's not, you say, okay, let me do what's best for the situation, even though I
exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
So
like I said, take with logic and reason to get to the best outcome. Go ahead.
No, go ahead, bro.
No, that's what I was gonna say. Just
my man Will got a super chat. He said, "Explain how identity energy vampires. Explain how identity energy vampires." That's somebody saying.
Identity energy.
How to identify energy in energy vampires.
That's what you hear.
Oh,
I could start with that one.
Yeah.
So once a woman starts talking about something that you're not interested in talking about, that's when you got to put a stop to it. So she's trying to. I mean, that it's so simple that it's difficult. Like I called in Lucario's show the other day, and I told him, I said, a chick started to talk to me about family matters recently, and I said, okay, so I didn't sign up for family matters conversation. I didn't sign up for family matters conversation. So now you got $125 an hour if you want to talk about that.
Right, exactly.
And I promise. I swear to God, I said that, and she didn't leave. She didn't say, "Oh, how could you?" She sucked my dick like 10 minutes later.
So,
how you identify energy vampires is when you finish with the conversation with them, you feel drained.
Yes.
The conversation, you're talking, and all of a sudden, after the conversation, feel like you've been in a fight with somebody, with Mike Tyson, and you don't even know why. They have sucked your energy. Also, I have to go there. Even in sex, a woman can suck your energy because she's not looking to you.
For sure.
She's only looking to receive your energy from you and take it and be satisfied for the amount of time that she gets some more masculine energy. So you got to look at that energy that takes place even in that level when we're talking about energy vampires, because a woman can take your energy in the act of sex. That's one reason why some of us practice semen retention, but also too, she can take it because she's always thinking to how can I take from him instead of how can I give. Any conversation should be about giving, and she's not giving, she's taking away.
Shout out LDA. That's very true. And I'll say one last thing though, but it still begins and ends with the man. So based on how you met her and how you attracted her, and then you determine is she a good fit for what I'm looking for or not. Like if I'm talking to a girl, if I'm looking for sex tonight, I'm not gonna sit at the bar and talk to a chick that's talking my head off. I'm gonna be like, well, listen, you have a good evening, baby girl, and you be safe tonight. And I'm gonna go move on to what I want to do. So if she's draining my energy, I allowed her to drain my energy. So, but the truth is, men don't have a lot of women, or they don't have a lot of self-belief that they can pull women whenever the fuck they want to pull women. They'll sit there and have this conversation that they don't want to have because they hope they get some sex at the end. Whereas me, I could go home by myself, lay my head on the pillow, and not even think about a female. I don't care about that. So it all comes back to the man having accountability for what you're doing out here.
Right. And also I'll say too is we talk about energy vampires. Women will be this way in the sense of when you argue with them. You understand what I'm saying? This is why you shouldn't argue with a woman, because what happens when you argue with a woman, she don't give a fuck about logic. You feel what I'm saying? All she likes is the fact that you're going back and forth with her. So she's taking all that energy from you when you're sitting there killing yourself trying to like explain shit to her and trying to put shit together so she can understand, and she's just going back and forth with you, soaking up all that energy. And by the time that argument is done, she ain't even really learned nothing. She ain't listening to what you're saying, but she's glad that you gave her all that attention, because she wins in that situation when you argue with her and you're drained. She took all that energy from you, and she's getting all that attention that you gave her. You know what I'm saying? And that's why you so drained and all fucked up. You know what I'm saying? It's crazy.
That's crazy.
Real quick, like here in San Antonio, right? They have billboards and they have female lawyers, and they say never argue with a woman; she always wins. And it's not because she has logic; it's because she wears you down with that bullshit. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And you get to the point, but like, you know what? I'm done talking. You know what I'm saying? Right. And that's why we just got to talk to a woman, and you hit her with logic, and you break it down step by step. She don't get it because in her logic, She's like, no, I'm feeling this. So because I'm feeling this in the moment, I'm right.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So
her opinion
that's why
is
they
fact.
never argue with a woman. They always win, not because they win the debate, it's because niggas get tired and be like, fuck it, I'm done. That's all that is.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, let me tell you guys something real quick. I'm a big advocate for role playing with bitches. All right, I role play with all my women. So if you want to intentionally argue with a woman because it's part of a role play situation and you notice that her energy right now requires a little bit of arguing, okay, let me just say this to you. Sometimes I know I can sense when a woman needs to argue. So what I'll do is I'll create a role playing situation that I chose. She ain't choosing it. I'm choosing it. I'm choosing it for the environment that we're dwelling in. I might introduce a situation that gives her the opportunity to argue a little bit, but I'm choosing it. I'm creating that atmosphere. So that's big. That's champion game though. That's
ability.
But you got to role play with women. If you could sense like, okay, I can tell right now she got an itch. Like she needs to argue about something. So instead of like letting her walk out the door to argue with another dude that's going to blow her back out, you create a situation where her to kind of give her what she needs, then blow the bitches back out.
Right. Now that's actually smart because I'm gonna tell you because she's gonna argue anyway at some point or try to have that energy anyway. So she's
gonna do it anyway. She might as well do it with you.
Exactly. So you're giving her the outlet to do it, but you're sort of creating the dynamic for her to do that. So it's like it's contained. So it ain't really her just doing it willy-nilly. You're almost basically like how you lead a woman, you're leading her in that situation anyway. You see what I'm saying? Like that's dope. You know what I mean?
So that's a of a game right there.
Lucario knows what's going on.
Yeah.
All you guys do.
Let me ask you this. So when you create that dynamic for her to argue with you, how does that make her bond to you?
Say that one more time because you cut out a little bit right there. How does what?
So when you create the dynamics for her to argue with you, you give her the outlet. What does that do to the woman to make her bond to you, or it doesn't? I know the answer, but I'm asking for others.
Because women need to argue. They need to win you back. They need to relieve stress. They need to vent. They need to complain. No woman on the planet is not complaining right now. like women, and you're not going to be able to remove that from them.
I'm laughing to the truth.
That's actually part of understanding the nature of a woman is accepting who she is. She needs to argue. She needs to win you back. She needs to feel sexy. She needs to, and you also need to know when to withhold compliments. Like there has to be a balanced woman. Because I'm going to tell you something right now, unless you master your craft with yourself first and then with the outside world, women being one of those characters, they're going to go elsewhere for what they need.
Okay. To EO's point, go ahead. All right, real quick. Women need to feel like they matter. And the only time they can do that is when they have a grievance about something and then they buck. You know what I'm saying? And then you pay attention to that need. You know what I'm saying? So even if you don't cave in, the fact that you're going back and forth with them, they feel like he's paying attention to my grievance. You know what I'm saying? So women need that shit.
Right.
And I'm sorry. I know I'm doing a lot of talking.
Man, this is
why
go in.
Yeah. This is why I implement role play, because she has to feel like a slut sometimes. She got to feel like a slut. Because if I don't let her feel like a slut, somebody else will. So there's times I let her be a slut and I call her a slut. I say, baby, it's okay. Be that slut. Be that bitch. I like her anyway. Bring her out tonight. As a matter of fact, I want you to dress like this, put this wig on, like be a slut. Be just a nasty slut. And I tell her that. And then sometimes I tell her to be the professional woman. So if she's a professional as well, I say, listen, let's talk. I let her be the professional woman. I let her be every woman that she needs to be. And that's actually an ideal relationship, is where you allow them to be who they want to be. But the second you start trying to control them and conform them to your will, that's when you lose a bitch.
Right.
So to your point is this: when they play different roles, they're in different energy.
Facts.
Exactly. They absorb their energy.
man, what you're saying is so on point because now
it's too much game for them. It's too much game for the chat. It's too much game for the chat.
Yeah, we got Jay Finesse in there too. You already know Jay Finesse will light some shit up. He go hard.
But so what EO is doing is he's allowing her to embrace the slut energy, to embrace the professional, to embrace this energy. Now she's getting her fix from only one place instead of trying to get it at multiple places.
Right, and that's why I did a video actually the other day titled "Happily Married Men Have the Best Game," because what a happily married man has to do is he's dealing with that one woman when she has all those different energies. So it's almost like he's dealing with multiple women, even with that one woman, because of how her energies change in the situations. You see what I'm saying? And the thing is it's true that where if a lot of guys don't understand that, this is why they get confused. You always hear guys say, "Why was she acting like that? Why was she being that way?" And she's being that way because that's how women switch up their energy. You see what I'm saying?
Women have a kaleidoscope of energy.
Go ahead, LDA. Go ahead, brother. Go ahead, bro.
Women have a kaleidoscope of energy, and what happens is we always talk. We hear on YouTube the low level of energy or low level of game, but this is really the next level of game when you can manage that, like EO was saying, the multiplicity of that energy inside of one woman.
Right.
So true. And I said this on Lucario's show about a year ago. I said, man, you got to learn how to be the main dude, the side dude, the plumber, the janitor, the motherfucker that works on her car. You got to be every motherfucker that she wants. Otherwise, she's going somewhere else. But I will tell you, if you can master yourself, completely master, expand your horizons. That starts with you trying new foods, trying new music, trying new things out. That's when you can become something else for the woman in your life.
Hey, that's exactly that, EO. That's exactly, good one. That's exactly what I was going to touch on, EO. Is that people out here, and I've said it before, a lot of guys out here do not know themselves, man. They look in the mirror and do not know what they're looking at, man. They just look at what society has programmed them to be. Now, I know you guys have been in this situation. Before I say that, what I mean to say is women are sponges as far as like emotions are concerned, and they're sponges to your emotion. And what I mean is, I know you guys have been in a situation where, let's say you're with a chick and something ain't going necessarily the way you planned it, or it's going bad in your mind, but you switch your energy like, you know what, I'm gonna make the best out of it, to the point where shorty doesn't even realize that the situation is not going the way it's supposed to go, and so on and so forth. Whereas somebody else, they're not so confident in themselves, where something is not going necessarily as it's planned. They start getting nervous and, start trying to validate themselves in front of the chick. So, or in front of anybody, period. So I say that to say, be mindful of your energy when you're around chicks, even when things aren't going the way they're supposed to, because they can feel that. If you have the mindset of, having an abundance or positive mindset, they'll feed off that, and they'll look at the situation and not even realize there's something bad going on.
You know what's interesting? Women will go out of town with a different energy than when she carries on at home.
100%.
She'll go out of town.
Oh, that vacation energy. Let's talk about that.
Talk about
that vacation energy.
She will have vacation energy. She will have vacation energy where she says, you know what? Me and my girls, we about to hang out, and what happens in whatever we at, I'm about to get dick down. This is a different thing versus what she gets back at the house.
Facts.
And so what happens is you're dealing with these masters up on this panel, is you have to capture that moment and says, I want to hear only.
Yes.
So if you go out of town, I got your mind. That's another level of the energy.
Go ahead, bro. Go in.
Her mind. So even though she may go out there and do that, she can't do it because her mind is caught up. Because she have now snatched her soul, which is another level. We can talk about what we want with that.
LDA, I'm looking at this chat, and this is the way I'm feeling. He said, hit up Lucario. You need this message in this live stream. Hey, man, I'm telling you, this right here, brothers, we gotta drop this shit on y'all channels. I think this is like a new movement. This is a thing right here. This is like a new like ongoing, like cats need to hear this. Like, this is a message that cats really need to hear, man. And just the 5 periods. This is a statement maker drop. I feel like this is more than just fire game. Like, I'm showcased the least, you feel me? And I'm impressed. Like, this is some good shit. Good shit, man.
Well,
Hey,
real quick.
go ahead, Kzaggin. Go ahead, brother.
No, bro, a lot of dudes have basic game. Like, they have on the level shit. They don't think about nothing. You know what I'm saying? You know, if you think about the third eye, which is your mind, a lot of dudes just see through the lens of 2 eyes. They don't think with their mind as to what's going on. And when they move and they're dealing with women and dealing with life in general, they deal with shit based on what they can see visually. And it's like, my nigga, it's deeper than what you can see. You know what I'm saying? And that's why a lot of dudes, they struggle with these women because they see shit based on what the women want them to see, but they're not looking at what they really want to see themselves. They're just happy with what the women are showing them. And it's like, my nigga, it's deeper than that. That's why dudes be getting played, flaked on, bullshitted on. It's because the woman is giving you just enough to give you hope. You know what I'm saying? But you yourself ain't trying to get what you want. You just happy with crumbs. And that's why you're struggling. I'm out.
Now, to your point, this guy I know named Lawrence D. Alves wrote a book. And the book, he said something. He said, everything in life is just an illusion.
Facts.
And that is only reflecting. I switched the words a little around because I normally say it the right way. I'm saying it the wrong way. But everything, be honest with yourself first, because everything is just an illusion. So the woman is only reflecting what you've given her on some level.
Yes.
So what are you giving her? Because my brother was saying, what are you giving her?
Right. That's some real talk. That's some real talk, because you know it's funny when you meet a woman. Let's say a woman has a boyfriend, or let's say I meet your girl. A lot of times, if you've influenced your girl enough, it should be almost like I'm talking to you, because she's so influenced by your energy that she becomes sort of like part of what you're about. So she almost mimics and sounds like you. You understand what I'm saying? She becomes like part of your whole program and your whole thing that you got going on. You feel what I'm saying? So it's like based off of how your energy is and the fact that you've influenced her. You feel what I'm saying? She has that same type of energy as you. You see what I mean? It's crazy how that happens. You know what I'm saying?
She should be saying everything you say. When you say hum, she say hum the same way you do.
Well, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Exactly.
Daddy said it that way. Well, you know what? He liked his pancakes that way with no eggs. I don't like eggs, but you know what I'm saying? So she's saying everything like you would say, because her energy now is reflecting who you are. Could it be, brothers, that a lot of guys are dealing with other men's energy when they're dealing with a woman, and they have not dealt to break the casing off of her so that his energy is dominant over her?
Big facts.
And that's the game. The game right there. You just said it. That's where the game comes in at. You being able to infiltrate her mind and then break that hold from what she had before you. Most dudes ain't got it like that because they can't hold a woman's attention span that long because they ain't got no goddamn game.
No, that's real talk.
They ain't live no life.
That's real talk. Because you know what the part that sucks is this. Truthfully, when you meet a woman, if she was with a dude who was on point, then she should actually be on point when you meet her. You understand what I'm saying? But unfortunately, you meet a lot of women who ain't on point because they didn't have any guidance. You feel what I'm saying? So they already, you know what I'm saying, they're all over the place. Or they was with a dude who was just trying to, you know, smash, and that's all he was doing. He didn't give a fuck about doing nothing else but that. You understand? So now you meeting these women who ain't got no guidance, who ain't been with nobody who taught them how to actually treat a man, how to be with a man. So when you get to them, they're all over the place. So it's almost like once they get a taste of you, and once they start dealing with you, and you know what you're doing, you know how to lead, you know how to have her, you know, do certain things. Then let's say y'all break up, or y'all, you know, y'all just separate or whatever. The next dude she get with, she already learned from you. You feel what I'm saying? And then she's on point. So a lot of times when you meet a woman who's on point, most of the time it's because she was with another dude beforehand.
She was ganged up.
Unpack it there. Come on, Macario.
That's what it was.
Go in.
Gunshots out.
Yeah, right. Get the gunshots. Yeah, get them shits ready.
You know what I'm saying? That's what it is. It's crazy.
You know the power of that is this. If she if she wasn't trained right and the energy is right, there's your opportunity to get her mind right. And most guys miss that window of opportunity to even, a woman should be better after she dealt with any one of us. She should not be the same. Her whole, she should be better. The interesting thing, they can leave and they will always remember what you did for them. I had an ex. She's just turning 31. Got her at 25. I ain't gonna tell you how old I was. I was 44, 45 when I messed with her. My point is this. I taught her so much. She's gone whatever she want to be with. She has to come back and say, hey, A, B, C, D, F, G. I miss you. I'm thinking about you. So it was to say because I put it down.
Of course, right. But it was more than that.
That I gave her and what I taught her that she would never forget. That's what most guys miss out on.
My body soul.
Shout out to RPC for the super chat. He says salute to you guys. What's going on, bro? Mo too. There you go.
Yo, no doubt. Boom, boom.
Shout out to you for the $20 super chat too. In case you didn't hear.
Yo, going back to the energy, you know what I'm saying, to the topic of the episode, man, energy. You know, we talk about, you know, dudes need to be leaders and all that. Excuse me. We got to address the fact these dudes be giving out follower energy. And what I mean by that is word up. I mean, we are in a following culture, you know what I'm saying? So dudes be having following energy as far as, oh, you want to eat over here? Oh, okay, yeah, no problem. Oh, yeah. That dress. Oh, yeah, it look good. Or dudes just be laughing at whatever a chick say, like, nah, man, you know what I'm saying? Just to appease her, just to try to make her happy. And nah, man, you have to leave. We eating over here. Or we going over here. You don't have to eat anywhere. Stop doing what society tells you. You know what I'm saying? Dudes got to stop having a following energy. And when I say following energy, it's not just with chicks. Just like what I just said. Stop following society's narrative. You don't have to fucking go to dinner and a movie and whatever you think they show you in the movies and TV and radio and all that stuff, man. Start thinking on your own, man. Coming up with your own ideas. But that starts from what I believe, mastering solitude, man. Mastering yourself, man. You know what I'm saying? But dudes ain't doing that.
Hey,
take the time, man. Go ahead, man.
Man. Can I be a little transparent?
Sure.
Y'all ain't gonna take my player card away, are y'all?
Nah, never.
Oh, okay. I'm just saying. So I went to go see Charlie Wilson. So the young lady was taller than me. I'm only but so tall. I ain't no 5'5", but I'm my height. So what happened is where I messed up. You gotta, this the other part of the game, especially with energy we talking about, where you gotta know where you messed up so you can make an adjustment. Since she was taller, I have a smaller car. I told her, well, I can drive to your house and we can take your car and we go. I messed up is when I did not say, you need to be ready at 6:30. I'm picking you up and we going out there.
Very fucking important.
I hope people. So when we seen Charlie Wilson, he did magic and he oops upside your head and all that kind of stuff. We got a drink. He said, I know you old school and I know I was expecting you to come pick me up. I didn't care about what size your car was. I wanted you to pick me up. I missed my opportunity. Let's be honest. I missed my opportunity to hit because she spoke a separate car and I didn't take mine. See, most guys don't want to be transparent. Like, you know what? I made a mistake. But the thing of it is, when you can recognize your mistake and make the adjustment, I said, never again.
Exactly.
Never, ever again.
It's an L, not a loss, but a lesson.
It's a lesson.
You ain't gonna do it again.
And you got one thing I'll say about that real quick too is you got to recognize the season that the woman is into. Because like I can meet a woman that comes straight. She wants to come straight to the crib. Like I don't have to do much. Like all I got to do is put that masculine energy on her, and she's ready for what I'm ready for. But then I can meet a woman who's in a different season and she done got her back blown out for 10 years. And now she's looking for something a little bit different. And if I'm not looking for that, I'm not going to force the attraction. I'm not going to force the interaction. So I'm just going to simply say, hey, listen, we're not congruent at this time, but I'll tell you what, if you're ever up for what I'm up for, give me a call. Here's my card. So that's another thing you got to do. Stop trying to force things to happen. recognize the season that she's in and your season first and foremost, and then be able to move on from it. They come back. I've had women come back. So
okay. So all right. So to EO's point and to LDA point, is that LDA?
Yes.
All right. So because you talking about how the chick you missed the opportunity to hit. What a lot of dudes don't understand is that women want men who are experienced. They want men who know how to lead. They want men who take the reins, if you will, and they control the whole interaction from beginning to end. Women don't want to have to do shit. Women are lazy as fuck. You know what I'm saying? They don't want to have. They don't want to think. They want a man to think for them.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? And a lot of guys don't get this, and that's why a lot of guys, when they're very indirect and very passive, women are like, "Damn, I gotta think too much. I don't want to have to do shit. I want a man to direct and lead me." And women are biologically inclined to yield to masculinity. A lot of these motherfucking busters out here don't have that, and women are tired. Bro, there's so many articles on women complaining about the lack of masculinity in men these days. You know what I'm saying? A lot of these dudes is busters. You know what I'm saying? And to everybody in the chat, I ain't talking about you specifically, but there's a lot of dudes that follow dating coaches, relationship experts. These dudes are not masculine men. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
They don't. You know what I'm saying? They don't. And you can tell by their comments. Look, I follow EO comment section, Lucario, Avi, and there's some dudes in there. I'm scratching my head like, who raised you? You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? It's like TK Kirkland, nigga. Who the fuck raised you, nigga? You know what I'm saying? These niggas be saying some shit, and it makes me wonder. It's like, what? But anyway, I digress. I'm gonna move forward with this shit. Look, fellas, listen to the shit. Not you guys, but dudes in the chat. Women want assertive men. They don't want passive men. Now they'll take you busters because they like them dates you give them. You know what I'm saying? But they want assertive men because when a woman thinks about sex and she's horny, she wants assertive men and niggas can grab her by the throat and her hair and fuck her. You do up on them 2 or 3 dates, you ain't that type. You're the type to act if it's okay to kiss her. That drives up a bitch's pussy. Straight up. I'm out, man. I got it.
Hey, to your point, she's military and she's a paramedic. So what do you think there? She wants to be directed because she's been getting instructions from day one in military. I said, man, how do I know this stuff? But it was a learning lesson. Never again. Never
learn.
Hey, you know what? Another thing, guys got to be like comfortable asking women direct questions. Like I ask women, like, so are your periods heavy? Are they light? Do they last 3 days? Do they last 7 days? And I find out. So when is your period? I put it on the calendar and shit. Like I know everything. I'm not afraid to ask a woman.
I thought I was blunt.
Shit. I'm not afraid to ask a woman jack shit. I know everything about women. I know everything about it. So.
You definitely got to know when the period's dropping. You know.
Oh hell yeah, man! I'm like, oh wait, yeah.
I never asked how heavy it is, though.
I ask him, bro, because I'll be like, yo,
I'll be celebrating. When a chick tell me she got her period, I'll be celebrating. I'm like, yes. I'm like,
that nigga Chloe be like, good. I ain't drop a seed in her. That's cool. That's how that was.
That's the bad feeling when that period don't show up. Start looking around. You start contemplating everything. Everything starts looking different. Food look different today. Dog, that's not what I want to hear.
No, that nigga, he been at the bank account like it ain't always gonna be like this. Damn.
Right.
That's a wrap.
That's what you should have did is put a wrap on it.
Right, for real.
Yeah. I'm saying because I've been there. I've been there.
Shout out to Jose for the super chat. Shout out to Reality and Fitness. What's going on? Salute, gentlemen. Avi Kingdom and the brother. Salute to you, bro.
That's what's up.
Man, this is awesome. I love the energy amongst this brother in here. This is good because it brings out the best that's already inside of us. And the game was
we need to do the same panel again with a different topic and just fuck shit up.
Mhm.
No doubt, man.
This was
For
excellent.
real.
Do a ratchet one the next time, just so they could just still see we still got it if we need to.
You know, I'm all about balance. I like that. I'm all about balance, man.
This was excellent. Seriously, because a lot of times you don't get this. You either get arguments on panels,
Right.
or you get somebody's ego is unchecked,
Right.
or there's no don't know how to be polite to the other brother.
Mhm.
And that's
Hey, yo.
what I've seen this. I said it's been, like I said, it's been over 10 years doing this. I've seen it all, good, bad, and the ugly. And what happens is it's distasteful because now you send in a signal. This is how men interact, and that's the signal we don't want to send out.
Right. Right.
And let me say this. I think I can speak for all of us. I think we all love women, but we understand that they're not flawless. They're imperfect like we are. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And as men, we understand because we're leaders. Hey, I have to be 100% accountable and responsible for what I do. So any woman I deal with, I have to take her for that ride and understand that I have to guide her to fit the mold that I live my life under, or the umbrella that I live my life under. I have to put her under that. You know what I'm saying? And if she ain't willing to be under that, then I dismiss her.
Right.
But if she is, I'm willing to guide her so that way we can both be, riding the wave together. And I think a lot of dudes don't know how to literally guide and lead women because they are not the leader of their own lives in their own right. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
All right, y'all got it, fellas.
It's interesting you say that, because when you think about it, when we get into the position as an owner, you realize when you do an employment screening, you don't employ every person that comes for applying for the job. What you do, you have a screening first, then they have an interview, they have a callback, then you do another callback, then you bring them on. You see, I work some parts with HR. Same thing is apply for women. You need to realize you need to screen the women that you have in your life. You got to realize this is your business. You got to think, does she fit the business model that I have? Hence, the problem is most guys don't have a business model of their life. Hence why they have problems. Hence why they make YouTube. Women ain't crap. Women ain't doing that, because they never had a plan in the first place.
Right. That's true. Because what's funny is I always get dudes that email me. They be like, "Yo, I'm having trouble with my girlfriend, like consistently," and I'm like, "Bro, you shouldn't really be having that much trouble with your girlfriend, because if you would have before she was your girlfriend, you would have not made this type of girl your girlfriend. So you need time to vet the girl, see if she's on point. Then you could take her to the next level. You see what I'm saying? A girl shouldn't become your girlfriend until you've properly vetted her to see if she's worth being a girlfriend. And then once she is your girlfriend, you shouldn't be having that much problems, because if you do, that just means you didn't properly vet her. You see what I'm saying? And that's what messes a lot of dudes up. It's like they don't take time to really see who this girl is. They're just like, "Yo, she's giving me sex, and let me just wife her up now." And it's like, bruh, this is where you get all these problems. You know what I'm saying? It's crazy.
Yeah, and that's because he's trying to become the boyfriend. He's trying to become the boyfriend.
Right. Exactly.
So that's the problem with that. And one last thing I'll say about qualifying women is stop trying to force qualities on women that they don't have. They don't possess them qualities. Like, you need to figure out, like, okay, if you want a woman that cooks, and this woman never cooked an egg in her life, she ain't cooking. She ain't cooking for you. If you want a woman to provide a nice sexual experience along with your energy, but you could just tell she hasn't been there, she hasn't been around, she ain't been fucked a lot. But you gotta keep in mind, she gotta get fucked a lot to get good skills. And you guys don't want women to have high body counts, which is delusional as shit.
Right.
I don't care how many women, as long as you don't bring me an STD. I don't care about that, because I'm gonna be able to navigate everything else. My system is so structured that I don't really care about that. As long as you don't have an STD and you don't have a bunch of kids, that I can work with that, because I want to have bomb sex. I ain't trying to sit here and train you all day long on how to suck my dick. I mean, I might give you some pointers, but you
we're not starting from square one. We ain't starting from square one, though.
Ask for head, it's not fire. That's how I look at it.
Right.
Shit.
Oh, ask for head. When?
I say, if I gotta ask for head, it's not fire. Like a bitch is supposed to do.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
When?
Go ahead. My point was that stop trying to force qualities on women that they either are something or they're not, or there's potential to water that a little bit, or it's not there. So stop trying to put a pressure on her to be. That's another reason why they leave you for somebody else, because you put pressure on them to be something that they're not naturally good at.
That's true.
And you know why that is though? Because dudes, you know how it is. Once a dude invests in a chick, no matter what a chick does, he's gonna stay with her. Plus, that's probably the only chick he's getting pussy from. So investment plus pussy means, Ma, I'm with you no matter what the hell you do, yo. A lot of dudes have that mentality. Moving in with a chick or having a chick moving with them. Because they don't have abundance mindset. And let's also remember, I think I have to say this every panel. There are also dudes out here who are 25, 30 plus who have single digit bodies on their jacket. You know what I mean, I got to do that at my job, man. What is he? He's 34, 35, and he's a virgin, fam.
Wow. Damn.
Exactly.
It's gonna be hard for him. It's gonna be hard for him. It's gonna be very difficult.
I think it's over for him. Like I found this out. Yo, listen, I found this out.
Women can tell by your energy what you're working with.
Listen, I mean, everybody knew at the job. But I remember when I found out, I know this about 6 years now. When I found out about 4 years ago, I went to the other fellas like, yo, y'all trying to put a pot together and just get this dude a fucking prostitute, fam. Like, this dude is too old not to experience this right here, man. Like, I feel bad for the dude, but hey, man, like I said, so don't think, like, you also gotta, fellas, all right, you gotta take your mind back, because everybody here got game. You gotta take your mind back to when you was like 9 years old, man. Yeah. That's where these dudes' game is at when it comes to, you know what I'm saying, understanding these chicks. So that's how low you gotta break it down to these dudes sometime, man. That's what I don't understand.
Hold on, shout out to King Solomon for the $24.99 super chat. He said, "I'm blessed to be in this congregation of master players with all this exceptional game. Lessons to the gentleman, for sure."
Shout out to you.
All right. You know, peace to you. Shout out to you. Real quick, bro. I always say, you know, the basic of game start in your adolescent years. You know what I'm saying? Because you can see how chicks is moving at 12, 13, 14, and that shit manifests itself when they're in their 20s and 30s. You know what I'm saying? And real quick, you know, dudes need to have a different mindset when it comes to dealing with women, because dudes want to be a part of a woman's life versus women want to be a part of their life. You know what I'm saying?
Speak on that.
It's a whole different mindset, because when a woman want to be a part of your life, she's going to get with the goddamn program you have set for her. You know what I'm saying? But you got dudes that want to be a part of a woman's life, and they allow a woman to dictate to them what they want that guy to do to fit her program. It's like this. You know, and I always say, you know, if you invite a chick to your crib to smash and she say no, take me out on a proper date, and then you apologize, my bad, I didn't mean to say that. Okay, I take you out on a date. Well, nigga, you want to be a part of her life. She don't want to be a part of your situation. You know what I'm saying? And my thing is, dudes need to get back to the point where only deal with women who want to be a part of your situation.
Yes.
Okay. You know, stop acquiescing, stop bending to the whim of women, and when you're trying to be a part of their situation, you can never win, and you're always gonna have frustration and bitterness and all this hatred for women. And it ain't the woman, my nigga, it's you. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Because you ain't a man about your shit, and you letting women control and dictate to you what they want you to do, and that shit is not masculine, bro.
Hey, real quick, my man Jose Navarro got a question. Anybody can take it.
What was it?
Thanks for the super chat. He said, "How much should you forgive female nature with women? They sometimes can be disrespectful, but you know tomorrow they will go back to normal." What y'all players say about that?
Well,
shit. Somebody else take it, because I'm about to go in on that nigga. Somebody else take it. So somebody else take that question.
Nah, he said, "How much should you forgive female nature?" Is that what he said?
He said, "I read it again. How much should you forgive female nature with women? They sometimes can be disrespectful, but you know tomorrow they will go back to normal."
Well, this is the thing. It's not about forgiving female nature. It's about accepting female nature. And it's like, see, it's not even necessarily in female's nature to just be disrespectful. You understand? A chick could be disrespectful, but that's not really necessarily her nature. You understand what I'm saying? Because a lot of guys think that, you know, they won't like what a woman does, and they'll look at it like that she's being disrespectful based off of something that they don't like that she's doing, but it's not necessarily a disrespectful thing. So you got to understand the difference between something being disrespectful and something just being in a woman's nature. You feel what I'm saying? And so you got to differentiate the two. But the thing is, forgiving chicks for female nature is about accepting that's what it is. But Kzaggin, what you gonna say?
All right, so look. This is the thing, man. I mean, let's just be honest, bro. When you deal with women, when you first approach them, they're gonna know who the fuck you are. You know what I'm saying? Are you passive or are you assertive? Okay, if you are lying, you know what I'm saying? Women are gonna react to you in a certain way because you're the king of your jungle. Nigga, but if you pray, nigga, if you food, they're gonna be disrespectful and not give a fuck about how you feel. So at some point, now don't get me wrong, you can still be that dude and women still do goofy shit. But once they realize you that dude, they're gonna do one or two things. They're gonna either bounce because they can't live up to your standards, or they're gonna get their motherfucking mind right because they want to experience you. You know what I'm saying? So the dude who asked that question, nigga, who are you? You know what I'm saying? Which one are you? Are you the lion or you the fool? You know what I'm saying? So if a chick did some fucked up shit to you, if you checked her right, ain't talking about you yelling at her, cursing her out, calling her out her name. No, you don't do that. You know what I'm saying? You just simply tell her, hey, don't talk to me like that, or we done. You know what I'm saying? So if she continued to show signs of disrespect, that means she didn't take you seriously. That means something in your behaviors showed her that you're not a consistent masculine man. You know what I'm saying? So at some point, you got to either charge the chick or move the fuck on. But at the end of the day, women are either going to get their mind right and fuck with you the right way, or they're going to move on because they know they can't live up to your standards. It's as simple as that.
Let's go.
You know, I got one question. I got one question for any person that would ask that kind of question. And I'm not disrespecting the question, but I mean, this is just one question. Like, how long do you really want to fuck the same bitch?
Exactly.
No, I mean, I'm really asking is like, how long do you really want to be bothered with this same chick over and over and over and recycling all the bullshit? Yes, exactly. Okay. So my question is, how long do you really want to be recycling this shit with this woman? It's like at some point, unless you liven it up, it's gonna be dead anyway. And let her ass go off and be with somebody else anyway. Like
that's the only bitch she's fucking.
Yeah, like check this out. At this point, you should be up for a new experience anyway. I mean, you should be up for a new experience. So
like new box.
So and you let her go to go do what she wants to do now. Like take the learnings from this experience and move on. Like I think sometimes when something is dead, can you please let it be dead? Sometimes it is dead. So just let it be dead and move on to something else. Because that's gonna drain your energy. Where the whole topic was about energy, that will drain your energy. So, you know, my question is, how long you really want to be with the same chick over and over and over, man?
All right,
so ends up in the super chat. He said, every man needs to have the abundance mindset in life in every situation, never have fear of loss. A man needs to have the ability to conquer himself. Boom.
Yes.
Okay, so
and you know what? One last thing, man, that I forgot to mention. All right. Sometimes you got to have side chicks, so which you have to have side chicks, because I noticed that even when I used to have a lot of side chicks, I would treat my main chick much better because I would give myself what I needed, like what I needed, I would get elsewhere. And then when I got back to my main chick, I was actually able to take on a lot of her bullshit a little bit better. This was intermediate stages of my game career, but I did have other people fulfilling other needs that I had. So when I did come back to the main chick, I was able to take on a lot of her bullshit because I already I provided me what I needed first. So a lot of the time you're just picking bad chicks. You're not fulfilling yourself. You're looking for self-fulfillment through another, which is never going to happen. So I just, there's a lot to that.
So are you saying that women have different compartments that they fill inside of a man's life?
Yeah.
Not necessarily. Not necessarily. I will say that the major component that at least speaking for myself is mainly sex. I'm gonna be honest, mainly sex, because I don't need her to cook or clean because I do all of that. I don't need her to do laundry because I'm self-sufficient. I do all of that. really, for a woman to come in my life, she's got to bring something extraordinary. I mean, for me to like put her as a main chick, number one spot, marriage material. Do you know that she has to be like fucking a unicorn for me to make that shit happen? Like, so I mean, like, really, I'm so self-sufficient. I've been on my own a long time. I don't need validation from a woman, although I enjoy being celebrated and I enjoy celebrating women. But truth be told, I don't need at this point in my life, and maybe it'll change when I'm 45. I'll be 40 this year, but I don't even need a lot of conversation with a woman. I don't need it. Half the time it's bullshit anyway. If I'm not bringing up a topic, it's some bullshit.
Shout out to Jose for the super chat. He says, how much a man want to be seen with the woman rather than actually be with the woman? That's a
good question. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of dudes, they want to be seen with certain chicks, but there's certain chicks they fucking that they don't want to be seen with. You feel me? So, you know, and I feel like a lot of dudes been through that shit where it's like, you know, they got a chick that they got on the low, they embarrassed to be seen with her, but they like to smash, but there's other chicks they really want to get with, but they don't have the confidence or to know how to really make it happen. You know what I'm saying? It's terrible.
And you could take a chick that might be like a 6. You could take a chick that might be a 6, and like if you have skills, you can build her up to an 8 or a 9. So that's another thing I mentioned a long time ago in the video. I said you could take a woman that's a 6, but even what is a 6? What is a 10? I mean, that just that's your opinion what that is. Because I could look at a chick that you think's a 10, and I'm like, oh, I don't like the way she walks.
Right.
I don't like the way she walks in them heels. I don't like how she keeps playing with her hair. Like there ain't nothing about that I find attractive.